Hi guys. So recently there's been a lot happening in the K-pop community. You might have already seen the things making headlines like the resurfacing of Blackpink video, Jungkook's hat situation, and even the recent controversy with Kiss of Life, with their live that they did, their theme, hip hop theme that they did, where even one of the members had to ask fans not to unstand them on X. At first, I planned on making a full video breaking down everything, but I watched Lonnie Lenz's video titled Keep K-Pop Korean. Honestly, she explained a lot of what I wanted to say and did it with research, passion, and truth. So, just a heads up though, she does use strong language. Um, I do not like using strong language, nor do I like being around people who use strong language. But in this case, she did use some strong language in the video. So viewer discretion is advised. Also, some of the clips that she used had really strong language. I had to mute it. I just had to mute it. I couldn't even listen to that part. And so now I want to be really clear. I'm not here to hate on the K-pop scene, not here to hate on Korean artists or the Korean community. I still love Stray Kids and I genuinely enjoy the music. What I don't love is seeing the ongoing lack of credit and appreciation for Black culture, especially when hip hop and Black influence are such a huge part of everybody's musical career. At one point they do hip hop, like Miley Cyrus, and Lonnie's video she mentioned like Miley Cyrus, um, and other artists that, yeah, I've seen them do hip hop as a phase or part of their music careers, and so I just especially when hip hop and black has like hip hop and Black influences are such a huge part of what pulled me into K-pop in the first place. For me personally, I started listening to K-pop because I saw elements of hip hop in the visual, sound, and style, but it felt a little cleaner than some of the mainstream rap that's popular in my generation. But now, learning what's been going on behind the scenes, I realize I need to take a step back. And I'm not the only one who feels this way. A lot of my people have also been complaining or voicing their opinions about what the K-pop industry should do to fix these things. Also, in the video of Lonnie Lenses, she mentioned Kiho from Pure One Harmony said something that really stuck with her. It talked about like how the situation isn't just about music or fashion, but I think it's about the bare human decency of giving credit where it's due, and I couldn't agree more. So where am I at now? I'm not really calling myself a K-pop fan anymore. I still listen to it occasionally, mostly like Stray Kids, since they're the group I connected with the most when I got into K-pop back in late 2024. But I've started shifting more towards the music that feeds my spirit and aligns with my values. So lately, I've been listening to more. I've been going back to my artists that I've already been listening to, my Christian artists like Aniki, formerly known as One Day, Ariel Fitz, Kid Lee, Karen the Light, and KB. And honestly, I feel more peace and purpose in that space. Also, I've been starting to listen to a lot of Motown because also as that's also like a good alternative towards like K-pop. Because also, as she mentioned, and as Lonnie's Lens mentioned in her video, like like Motown set the pace for like K-pop. Like us, my people, said a lot of the music and arts, like even country, that my people started that before, like, eventually became like white people took that over, and now they're mostly known for country. But like, you guys gotta look back at the origins because we're responsible for a lot of like the music and arts, really, even like inventions and stuff. It's a lot that like no one really gives us like appreciation or like even recognition, you know? So, yeah. Again, this isn't about hate. This is about awareness, accessibility, and love for my own culture. I just hope that the industry, the fans, and start doing better. And if you're curious or confused about what's been going happening, I highly recommend watching Lonnie's video. She breaks it all down with facts and honesty. And she talks about Kim Dong Han. He is an entertainer who debuted in the project group JBJ before going solo after joining WEI. And Lonnie Lenz, it brings him up as an example of a Korean artist who has been out on cultural ethnicity and representation in K-pop, highlighting where Korean influence and identity matters in the global music scene. She talks about cultural appreciation versus appreciation, which is how K-pop visuals and music often borrow from Black culture, especially hip hop, without acknowledging the roots or giving credit. Giving credit to Black creators, she calls for labels and artists tragically falling to highlight the contribution of Black composers, choreographers, stylists, and musical innovators. She also talks about racial sensitivity and language and imagery, analyzing controversies about artist attire, imagery, terms, or designs that may be seen as racially insensitive or disrespectful. Also, authenticity and representation, emphasizing the value of maintaining Korean cultural identity in the global spotlight rather than shifting entirely towards Western aesthetic or trending styles. And then, last but not least, she talks about more, but these are just the five key elements that, like, no. She just talks about industrial acceptability, urging agencies, fans, and artists to pause, reflect, and credit, not only for more reasons, but to encourage a healthier, more diverse K-pop culture. So yeah, I highly recommend going to watch her video because it literally explains everything so good to the T. That literally the first time her video has ever come across my page, and it was that Lonnie's Lenses video, "Keep K-pop Korean?" question mark. And so I highly recommend to go and watch it because it pretty much sums everything up and explains everything pretty well. So I'm just gonna be taking a step back and just I'm still gonna be like an occasional listener to some of the songs, and I'm gonna be listening out for more K-pop news to see if they're changing anything or if they're gonna make basically gonna make changes or gonna officially announce or because giving an apology without actually fixing your actions behind it is like that's something you expect like a 5-year old to do. Honestly, not grown adults. Like they're knowledgeable about the world around them, so there's no excuses for their mistakes. They cannot be. There's people that are sheltered, but they cannot be that sheltered when they are famous K-pop groups, and you're telling me they don't know anything about others, like especially when they're using them as inspiration. They don't know about their culture, about anything. Like personally, me, I make sure I learn people's culture if I'm going to use something that represents them. For example, Spanish and Korean. I look at their culture. I look at what's happening. What does this signify? What does it mean before I even use anything? Because that's the basic. That's like this just basic, not that's just common sense. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I just said they need to do better. But a lot of people are praising Jungkook about how he handled the situation, but like I don't know enough about his situation to like fully be aware because I mostly just watched the Kiss Fly situation and that was just a whole thing. But yeah, anyway, just watch Lonnie Lenz's video, keep K-pop Korean question mark, and everything else will just is explained so perfectly, so thoroughly. Just watch her video. I'm gonna put the link in the description. You guys might have to copy it and then watch it on YouTube. But thank you for listening. I'm still here, just shifting gears a little bit is all. I'm still gonna be doing my dance covers to some songs, but I'm gonna probably mostly start focusing on uh creating choreos for Christian songs if they don't already have a choreo. But I know people like One Day, she has choreos in her music videos, such as I'm sorry, Aniki. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I wasn't aware she changed her name. I just had One Day like on my Spotify playlist, like, shifting. But anyway, I'm gonna start doing her choreos like Big God. I love like dance to there. I'm gonna do like, Bobby, that. Gotta spirit in some some cat. My God, it got me. I do it. Action. I'm like, who is she? Hello. Whoa. Hey, anyway, yeah, thank you guys for listening. I'm just gonna sign off. Bye.
BTS's Jungkook just sparked headlines over a hat, and here's what went down. Fans noticed Jungkook wearing a cap that said, "Make Tokyo Great Again," a slogan tied to Tokyo's controversial governor and known for nationalist, anti-Korean undertones. Jungkook apologized immediately, saying he had no idea what the slogan meant. He threw the hat away and said sorry for causing concern. ARMY rushed to defend him, trending hashtag We Love You Jungkook and saying his heart was in the right place.
I'll be flirting with my man and that's not a bestie. I didn't. 그건 조심해. I didn't flirt with your man. It's just me. 오빠. It's just me. Wait, who's that? Who's that? Come out. It's my bestie. No.
Let's talk about another friend.
What for you guys?
Oh my.
Are you sure we'll talk about? I'm not sure though. I was kind of drunk.
Let's talk about another friend.
Why? No, I didn't. Oh, why?
Texting.
Who that? 마음에 안 들어. Who that? 자꾸 우리 주위 쌤이랑 마음에 건 마음에 안 들어. Who that? 잠깐만 기다려봐.
하루 종일 마음에 안 들어.
야, 오빠 전화한다. 방위에 밖에. 오빠 전화한다. 이상한 사람 온다. 밖에 처리한다. I'm out of town. Talking with my round.